Today's episode is a little different. It's a Q&A style wrap-up episode where I'm going to answer some of the most common questions I get about copywriting and website messaging. I'm also going to give you a little sneak peek at what's coming in season 2, so make sure you stay till the end. Welcome to 7-Figure Copy, the show where I teach you how to create powerful strategic messaging so you can attract high-paying clients and scale your business to the next level with ease. I'm Gina Whitehouse, your expert conversion copywriter, and this podcast is for ambitious, value-driven female entrepreneurs like you who are ready to scale from 6 to 7 figures without sacrificing what matters most: your values, your time, and your family. In each episode, we'll dive into the art of crafting persuasive words for high-converting websites and sales pages, and you'll learn strategic copy techniques so you attract premium clients and boost your revenue. This podcast was created to help you tackle the challenges of balancing family life and business growth as you take your business to the next level. If you're ready to add a trusted partner to your team, making sure your message is compelling, consistent, and impactful, then you're in the right place. Hello, everybody. This is Gina Whitehouse, your host of 7-Figure Copy. And guess what? This is our final episode of season 1. Can you believe it? We've made it. We've done it. And I just want to start by saying thank you so much. Whether you listen to all 17 episodes or just popped in for one of the ones you needed most, you being here just means the world to me. I want you to know that. Today's episode is a little different. It's a Q&A style wrap-up episode where I'm going to answer some of the most common questions I get about copywriting and website messaging. I'm also going to give you a little sneak peek at what's coming in season 2, so make sure you stay till the end. Let's kick this off with your questions because you guys asked some really good ones. And I actually put a feeler out there on Instagram asking in my stories if any of you had questions, and you guys submitted questions. So thank you so much. Okay, the first question is, what are some resources like books that are great for learning how to write and think like a professional conversion copywriter? Let me just say this first. I know that most of you that are scaling your business right now, you don't have time to read books about copywriting or even to master the skill, right? That's why you partner with someone like me, a conversion copywriter. But the question came up, and so I want to make sure to answer it for you. I love this question, and I have a few favorites that I want to recommend to you. I love to read too, and I love to read mostly non-fiction books, actually, books about business. So I have a plethora of books on my shelf, and I'm going to suggest some books to you, not because they're popular, but because they actually help you write stronger, clearer, high-converting copy, even if you're not a writer. Okay, so here are my top 3. The first book is How to Write Copy That Sells by Ray Edwards. So if you're just getting into copywriting, this is really a perfect place to start, I would say. Ray gives you like a really clear framework for writing copy that moves people to take action, without like sounding pushy or really gimmicky, okay? What you'll walk away with after you read this is really just a step-by-step structure that you can apply to anything like your sales pages, emails, even your Instagram captions, okay, that actually drive clicks and conversions. So that's the first book. The second book is Breakthrough Copywriting by David Garfinkel. I really like him, and I have many of his books. So this book goes deeper. It's more advanced, but it's, how would I say it? If you really want to understand why great copy works, this is a good book to read. So he teaches you how to think like a master persuader, I guess you could say, not just a marketer. Okay. So remember, high converting copy is teaching someone or writing words for someone that is persuasive, that's going to make them take an action. Okay. So he really gives you like a deeper understanding of the psychology behind buying decisions and how to write it in a way that taps into emotion and creates trust. So the third book I have for you is Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. Now, I want you to know this isn't strictly a copywriting book. It's really more for those of you who are struggling with clarity, and it will change the way that you think about your messaging. So it helps you position your client as a hero and yourself as the guide. And for those of you who have done copy audits with me, you know we're always talking about your little about section on your homepage and how you first give your authority anchor statement where you're selling the vehicle, and then you introduce yourself as the guide. So it's kind of the same principle here, okay? So what you're going to walk away with this book is just a simple, clear messaging framework that will help you write about your business in a way that will connect with your target audience and make them want to take the next step. So you don't have to read all three books at a time, but if you like to read and if you want to learn a little bit more about copy for your business and how to write more persuasively, just choose one of these. start reading it, highlight it, and I think you'll have a good starting place or tool if you do want to take a bite at writing some of your own copy, okay? The second question is, how do you try to drill home your key points without sounding too repetitive across different pages of your website? That's a good question. Okay, so I think this is actually something that a lot of people struggle with. So here's what you got to remember is that consistency is powerful. Okay, but copy, paste, repetition is not. You want your reader to feel like, wow, this person gets me, not did I already read this line on the homepage, right? So I know you might have like a sentence on your homepage that really encapsulates what you're about or what you offer. And your natural tendency might want to be to take that phrase and just like copy and paste it on all of your pages and multiple places on your pages, but don't do that, okay? What I want you to do is I want you to think about that message, but I want you to hit it at a different angle. So your messaging, it can be consistent while your tone, focus, and context shifts slightly depending on the page, right? So if there's something that you want to say like on your homepage that you really like, you can say it on another page, but maybe you shift the angle of like how you say it there. So I'm going to give you some examples, okay? But let's say, for instance, on your homepage, you might focus on the problem your audience is facing and the transformation you offer. And then when you go to your services page, you can dig a little deeper into the solution that you offer and the outcomes they'll experience when they work with you. And then third, on your about page, you can reinforce that same transformation, but through your own personal story and why you're the right person to help. See, so it's like the same message, but the lens is different. So the other thing to remember is that you want to keep the same concept, but maybe swap the language out, right? So you don't need brand new ideas on every page that you have. You just need fresh ways to express that core message. This keeps your message feeling consistent, but not copy and pasted. So let's just do some examples here. Let's say you're a holistic health practitioner and your core message is, I help women reduce inflammation so they can feel energized and pain-free. So on your homepage, you might say, you deserve a body that supports your lifestyle, not one that holds you back with pain, fatigue, or bloating. And then on your about page, you're going to shift the language a little bit and you're going to say, after years of struggling with my own chronic inflammation, I finally found the root causes and now I help other women uncover theirs and take back control of their health. And then on your services page, you may say, this approach blends personalized nutrition, functional testing, and mindset support to help you finally feel like yourself again. So if you notice, it's the same transformation we're talking about or that we're trying to get across, but we're giving it with a different tone, angle, and entry point. If you follow me long enough, you know that I love coffee. So let's use coffee as another example for a product-based business, okay? So let's say that you own, let's say like a small batch roasted coffee brand that sources its coffee from organic farms in Costa Rica. All right. So your core message may be, we deliver premium, ethically sourced coffee with rich flavor and zero compromise. So let's take that message. Let's put it on our homepage. Your homepage might say, coffee that does more than wake you up. It supports small farms, honors the land, and tastes like paradise in a cup. And then on your about page, you would write something like, we started this brand to create a better way to do coffee, one that respects both the grower and the drinker. Every bag is sourced directly from organic farms we've personally visited in Costa Rica. And then on your about page, you would say 100% organic, slow roasted in small batches, smooth, bold, and always traceable back to the source. Okay. So you're saying the same thing, right? You're saying we're giving you high quality coffee. There's ethical sourcing, an unforgettable flavor, right? But each page gives a new reason to believe in this coffee and want to buy it, all right? So the idea here is the same core idea you're using, but now you're going to use it on the different pages. You're going to write it through a different lens. You're going to focus on the transformation, but you're going to write it in a different way. One more way I want to tell you about to drill home your key points without sounding like really repetitive, okay, is to let your clients reinforce your message. So if you've said something once, let your clients say it again. For instance, you could use testimonials to back up the results you've already hinted at. One thing, go back and listen to episode 11 because it's a live copy audit and I share in that copy audit how to use testimonials and gather great testimonials to use on your homepage. And the other thing you can do is you can pull the language from your testimonials, from real feedback that you've got, to reinforce what you do best without repeating yourself directly. And if you want more information on that, how to get that language, go to episode 6, listen to that episode. It's actually one of my highest listened to episodes, and it's how to research your target audience. So this will help you gain that feedback that you really need, so you have more things to say, so you don't feel repetitive in all your copy. Okay. Question 3. How do I know if my copy needs to be changed? Oh, that's a good question. It's actually one of my favorite questions. So here are 3 signs that your copy may need a refresh. First, you just outgrown it. So if your business has evolved, but your copy still sounds like you from 3 years ago, it's time to go back and look at it. Second, you're attracting the wrong people or no one at all. If you're getting inquiries that aren't a good fit or you're hearing crickets, your message may not be speaking to the right audience. So go back and read your copy again and ask yourself, does this need to be changed? Does it need to be more focused on the target audience that I want to work for or work with or have them buy my product? Okay. Last one is, if you can't remember the last time you looked at it, then you need to go back and you need to look at it and you need to read it, okay? If you wrote it and haven't touched it since, chances are your copy could be stronger. I was just talking to someone recently and they asked me, how often should I go back and look at my copy, even across all platforms, like social media platforms. And I said, ideally, if you could put an hour into your schedule at the end of each quarter to just go and do a brief overview and make sure everything matches, between your Instagram bio profile, what it says there in your webpage and LinkedIn and wherever you're at, that would be good. But I would say definitely once a year, take a deep dive and look at your copy and ask yourself, has my business evolved or changed? Or most importantly, has my target audience, my niche, the person I'm trying to work with, the person that I'm trying to get purchased from me or purchase my product, has that person changed? And if your target audience has changed, then you definitely need to go back to your copy and rewrite it so that you make sure it's speaking directly to those people that you want to work with or the people that you want to buy from you. Again, thank you so much for submitting those questions. And if you guys have any other questions, you know where to reach me. Find me on Instagram. I am at whitehouse.strategy.marketing, and you can send me a DM there. I love it when you guys send me voice messages. That's fantastic because I love to hear your voice. You can also email me, Gina@whitehousesm.com, or just go to my webpage, whitehousesm.com, and email me through there. So this season was all about setting yourself up as the expert with clear, compelling messaging and copy that doesn't just sound good, but actually converts. And we covered everything from messaging foundations, copywriting frameworks, to your homepage and your about page, different strategies you can use on these pages. We did real-time live audits and more. And if you're newer to the show or have missed a few episodes, now's a great time to go back and binge, because every episode is packed with copy tips and mindset shifts and strategic breakdowns that you can actually use. And I always say this, and this may not be the first time you've heard me say it, is I love listening to podcasts. And, I don't have much time to sit down and listen to an hour-long podcast, but man, 20 minutes or less, 30 minutes or less, I can do that. And when I do that, mostly it's when I'm washing dishes, I'm taking my daily walk, or I'm folding laundry. So next time you do laundry, I want you to think of me, Gina Whitehouse, 7-figure copy, and I want you to put me in your ear and listen to one of my episodes. We're actually going to talk now about the top 3 most downloaded episodes. So when you do have time to sit down and listen more, these are the ones that you can go listen to if you haven't listened already. So let's take a minute to celebrate these 3 episodes. Now, the first one is episode 1, which is why good copy isn't enough to scale your business to 7 figures. Now, this one lays the foundation, and you learned why pretty copy isn't enough and how conversion copy really sets you apart when you're scaling. So if you haven't listened to that one, go right back to the beginning and listen to that. The next episode that I really love and I think has provided a lot of value to many of you, I've heard a lot of feedback from you, is episode 6. And actually at this point, it's only, 2 less listens than my number 1 episode, which is episode 1. So they are pretty much tied. So episode 6 is how to research your target audience and write messaging that truly connects. So this was a close second, and you learned in this episode how to find the words your audience is already saying and how to use that to write irresistible copy. And I just can't stress it enough, so that to write good copy, you have to do the research. So for those of my clients that work with me, they know that I have a very extensive research process, and I hope that's something that sets me apart from other copywriters. And I say that because I've worked with other clients where they said they have worked with other copywriters and they didn't go and research their clients or their customers, and that's one of the things that I love to do for my clients is not only do I interview you, but I also go that second step and I interview your clients or your customers so I could get that copywriting gold. And what that gold is are those unique phrases that they are using. So I can use those phrases and write the copy for your website, for your sales page, for whatever it is you need, so that when someone lands there, they read those words and they think, oh my gosh, how did she get in my head? Right? And they're like, yes, I need to work with her, or yes, I need to buy that product. So researching your target audience is just so important because you have to put that messaging out there that connects with people. And that's just one part of this whole formula, I would say, that persuades someone to buy from you. And then the third episode, which is episode 3, of a surprise that this one is actually pretty popular. It's 3 ways your mindset is sabotaging your copy and how to fix it. So this one surprised me with how quickly it climbed up the charts. I guess it really resonated because let's be honest, sometimes the biggest thing getting in the way of great copy is ourselves. It's our own brain. It's the thing that we tell ourselves that isn't true, right? And sometimes if we believe these things, then it shows in our copy. So I want you to have strong copy. So make sure you go and listen to that episode 3, if you haven't already, because you're going to learn maybe you are sabotaging your message, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to fix it. A couple other episodes worth mentioning that will really set you apart from your competition and set your business on the right path is episode 2. That one's called 4 Quick Tweaks That Will Make Your Website Convert Better Fast. And I'm just giving you some quick actionable strategies that you can implement and start seeing a better ROI in your business quickly. And then don't forget episodes 12, 13, and 14. It's a short mini-series on how to utilize your About page as your secret sales tool. So, most business owners, they don't think twice about this page. You may be treating it as a bio or a resume. And just when you do that, you end up leaving money on the table as people walk away from your website to go look for someone else because they didn't connect with you. So that page is such a good connection point. So in those episodes, I show you how to optimize and structure this page so that it compels people to say, yes, I want to work with you or buy from you. All right. So as we wrap up here, the question is, what's next? Well, I am so excited to start thinking about season 2, and that is going to be dropping this fall. And the theme is going to be all about getting people to say yes to your service, product, or offer. So we're going to be talking about sales pages that convert. Okay, we're going to talk about how to position your offers so that it makes your service or product irresistible. And we're actually going to dig a little bit into messaging psychology. That's going to be a fun one. And I'm going to just say right now that it's not always the easiest subject to grasp, but I think we can try to dig through it together, right? So we're going to talk about psychology a little bit and just the way that people buy and make buying decisions. So season 1 was about laying the foundation and teaching you how to position yourself as the expert. Season 2 is going to be about turning that foundation into sales for your business. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you of all the free resources that are waiting for you in the show notes. Okay, so we have the 7-figure About page checklist. This is a checklist for your About page. I want to make sure that you have all of the 7 key copy elements on that page so that you build trust with the people that land on that page and compel them to say yes to you. Also, I have the 7-figure homepage checklist. Now, your homepage, it's the place that people go to find out about your business like it's your business card. I mean, how many of us carry business cards these days? I mean, I have them, but most of the time I'm sending people directly to my homepage. So we need to make sure that you have all of those components on your homepage that will lead people from the top to the bottom and make them want to say, yes, I want to work with you. So go ahead and download that homepage. Make sure you've got all those copy elements. And lastly, I have the Authority Anchor template. So if you don't know what this is, go back to episode 9 and listen. And that episode is all about the most forgotten copy element on your homepage. I've yet to find someone who has this on their homepage and you need it. And that is your Authority Anchor statement. So if you don't know what it is, don't know how to write it, go grab that template today. You can grab all 3 of these if you click the link in the show notes. All right, if you are ready to go beyond the do-it-yourself stage, which I know many of you are, if you know your copy needs more than just a few tweaks, if your business has grown but your messaging really hasn't caught up, or if you're tired of trying to sound like an expert and really want to finally be seen as one, then I think it's time for you to book a free 30-minute copy chat with me. I'll help you figure out what's working, what's missing, and whether working together is the right next step for you and I. But I want you to know, I've been where you're at. I see you. You're trying to scale your business, right? The name of this podcast is 7-Figure Copy because it's for those of you you're in the 6-figure range right now and you're trying to scale to 7 figures. You don't have the bandwidth to do it all. And you're drowning in business and family and you don't have all the time to figure this out yourself, right? This is how you know it's time to partner with a conversion copywriter. Partnering with a conversion copywriter, it's an investment, but it's one that pays for itself when your copy finally starts working for you and increases your sales. It's doing what it's supposed to, and that is bringing in the aligned, high-paying clients that you want on repeat. So just know you don't have to do this alone. You can go and write your own copy and it might suffice for a while, but if you're at that point where you're like, Gina, I can't do this for myself anymore. I don't have time. I don't have the expertise. Feel free to reach out to me and book that free 30-minute copy chat. I will put the link in the show notes for you to do that. If you go to my website, it's right there at the top of the page. It's www.whitehousesm.com. So just know you don't have to do this all alone. If you're done trying to do this alone and you're done trying to wear the hat of conversion copywriter, reach out to me, okay? Let's discuss your needs. Let's see how we can work together to increase the revenue in your business and bring you those premium clients and customers that you look forward to and enjoy working with. That's it for season 1. Thank you, everybody, for listening to 7-Figure Copy. Thank you for listening, for subscribing, for sharing, and trusting me with your ears and your business. I'll see you in the fall for season 2. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of 7-Figure Copy. If you've enjoyed the show, don't forget to leave a 5-star review on your favorite platform and follow me on Instagram for more insights. Can you think of one female entrepreneur or small business owner right now who could benefit from listening to this podcast? Please share this episode with them. And if you're ready to hand off the copy for your website, emails, and sales pages, head over to www.whitehousesm.com to book a complimentary copy chat with me. Let's partner together to take your business to the next level.